Pinterest ads versus Facebook ads. Which one is best for your ad strategy? Pinterest ads and Facebook ads are not the same. If you've ever wondered when you should use Pinterest ads versus Facebook ads, I'm breaking that down for you today, as well as some of the differences between the two different advertising platforms. Hi, my name is Carrie from K&B Digital. I'm a Pinterest and digital marketing strategist. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I help you stop the hustle but make more money using Pinterest. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe to get notifications for new videos each week. Let's jump in. Which one should I be using? Can I use both? Which one is better? Which one is cheaper? These are questions that I get all the time. People want to know the difference. Everyone knows about Facebook ads. Pinterest ads, still the new kid on the block. I'm going to discuss my own experiences using Facebook ads. And I'm not claiming to be a Facebook ads specialist at all. I'm also sharing conversations that I've had with now Pinterest ad clients as well as potential clients. I've had a lot of interest lately since the great Facebook shutdown, which is what I call it. What started happening before the election last year is that Facebook ads were getting shut down for no apparent reason. Some came back right away, some didn't. Facebook ads are also getting more expensive because of increased competition. And entrepreneurs tend to have this idea that Facebook ads are just like a faucet that they're going to turn on and off and make money. And they've become way too dependent on Facebook ads. As an online business owner, you need to use a combination of organic and paid strategies and be diversified. That's what happened to a client that I started working with last year. Her name is Esther. She had a Facebook ads account shut down for 4 months. And she wasn't sure if it was ever going to come back at that point. And so that's when we started talking, and her results in the last 6 months have been very impressive. I've been able to help her make over $278,000 in sales with $20,000 in ad spend, and she has increased her email list with leads by over 25,000. You can get all the details at casestudy.withkarrie.com if you want to learn more. In my previous video, I had shared 4 reasons why you should run Pinterest ads. I left a few out, and there will be another video coming up soon. But one of the reasons is that Pinterest ads are so much easier to set up than Facebook ads. Facebook ads have become extremely complicated. The back end changes like all the time. And there's this constant need to switch out creative. There's just more competition, people are scrolling through their feeds, you need something that really grabs attention, and so you always need to be creating new creative and new ways to hook those people in. Here's a story of a client that I worked with who relied heavily on Facebook ads. She had set up Pinterest ads, but then she didn't know what to do with them. They were running, and then she didn't know how to optimize them. And so she's like, I need someone to help me. So we had this conversation. She hired me. And then as I got into her account, her pin creative was fantastic, and she was getting over 1%, sometimes 2% click-through rate on her Pinterest ads, which that's like the first thing you look at is the click-through rate. And she was doing fantastic. And so then I didn't change anything. And so I just used what she had, and then I didn't change much of the pin description either. And so she questioned me. She's, why aren't you like trying new pins? I thought you were going to change up the descriptions, maybe add more keywords, whatever it was. And so she had this question, and I explained to her, I'm like, Pinterest is not the same as Facebook. And once you get good click-through rate, you want to keep that. And so she was like, okay. So that's one big difference. The other thing is the description. The way that it works on Facebook, you have an image, you have a description, and in that description, they're trying to basically convince you why you need the product, why you should click through. And so there's like a big persuasive part of a Facebook ad. Pinterest, how it works, you're scrolling through your feed, you see a promoted pin, you click on it, it has an up-close view, and then you click on it again, and you'll go to a sales page, blog post, opt-in page, whatever it is. You bypass that description completely. What you need to really focus on is put all the emphasis on that image, the text on your image, to help people, to tell them what they're going to expect and what you want them to click through. And so they bypass that description. And so a description is very minor to say the least. Second reason is that pins stay around forever. Pin ads are basically pins. They don't disappear when you turn off an ad. Unlike Facebook, you turn it on and you turn it off, the ad goes away when you stop paying for it. Pinterest ads are pins that have been like multiplied, got in front of hundreds of thousands of people, have been pinned and reshared, and they are like all over the place, multiplied. So even when you turn that money, or when you turn the money off, the ad spend off, you're still going to get return on what you paid for, because those ads are like now multiplied everywhere. And that is like one of the most fantastic things about Pinterest. They're organic, those pins are still out there. They're still moving around like they would organically. And so you get a benefit. You'll still get a email from Pinterest weekly that will tell you, oh, these hundreds of thousands of people saw your ads and you're not even paying for ads anymore. So how is that for like return on your money spent? So when should you use Facebook ads over Pinterest ads? As I mentioned before, Facebook ads you turn on, you turn off, and they go away. You can get results quickly. We know how Facebook works. You put up a post and it's like instant. Pinterest, you can pin a pin. It can take a while to take off. So we know if you've used Pinterest before, it is a slower moving platform, and that's just one of the main differences between the platforms. So Facebook ads in this case are good for short term. If you want to test something, you're going to get feedback right away. You're going to get analytics to know if that creative or that audience are good audiences for you to use. You can use it for timely promotion. So if you have a challenge that you're running for 2 weeks, turn it off, turn it on, run it for a couple weeks, fill your challenge. Oh, it starts on May 1st. Then you're going to turn your ad off and it's going to go away. So Pinterest, on the other hand, is better for evergreen. If you have lead magnets or courses that are running evergreen, meaning that they're like always for sale, digital products, ebooks, courses, even if you're a product seller and you sell certain products year round, you can just run ads continually to those year round. And you can also run seasonal promotions, but you need to start promoting many months before to give some time for that lead up, similar to like how you would pin a pin for the holidays, like starting in July, August, September timeframe to build up momentum. You do need time, at least 30 days, to really start optimizing your ads. So keep that in mind if you're going to run like seasonal promotions during that time frame. But you do have to remember, when you turn the ad off, the pins are still going to float around there. That URL is still attached. So I would still keep that as a valid URL and not turn it off. To understand the mindset differences of users on the two different platforms. Facebook is a social platform. People scroll through their Facebook feed. You're going to see a scroll stopping image, copy to entice you to make an impulse purchase. You can also be retargeted specifically. If you've ever seen those, I think they're creepy, when they'll be like, hey, I noticed you stopped by my page and you left the item in the cart, so come back and check me out. Those types of things are trying to persuade you to buy. It's based on actions that have already happened, but it's more impulse. Pinterest, we know, pinners are planners. Pinterest is a place of inspiration, and so people are more intentional when they're going to Pinterest. They're looking for inspiration, looking for ideas. They're planning for things yet to come. And we do know through Pinterest statistics that Pinterest buyers are more targeted. Statistics show that 83% of people have made a purchase after seeing content on Pinterest. You'll also see that Pinterest is more of an e-commerce platform with teachers pay teachers, Etsy shops, Shopify shops. These store sellers are selling their products via Pinterest. So there is quite a bit difference between how someone approaches Facebook versus Pinterest. Both platforms work similarly in targeting and audiences. Facebook has been around a lot longer, has a lot more data points. On Pinterest, you can target by age, gender, location, language, interests, but there are a lot more interests and things that you can search for in Facebook versus Pinterest. You can also create lookalike and act-alike audiences. One is lookalike, one is act-alike, by uploading email addresses on both platforms. So it works the same. Both platforms you can run conversion and retargeting ads. With Pinterest, one client that I had, how you can use retargeting is that when we first started working together, she already had a good size audience of leads. So we started engagement and retargeting ads from the very beginning. Retargeting ads will fatigue, so we did turn them off after a couple of months, but then we continued working together and ran ads for 6 more months. We grew her email list by another 25,000 leads. Not all were buyers. So again, we turned on that warm audience and retargeted. You can also use Facebook together with Pinterest with this retargeting effort, because if wherever you're driving traffic there is a Facebook pixel, that Facebook pixel is picking up that information as well. So then you can drive traffic ads, you can drive traffic to a page and then set up retargeting Facebook ads to also retarget your audience. As I kind of alluded to earlier, there are differences in the way ads work. Facebook ads rely more on a scroll stopping image, really good Facebook ads with good text that are witty and funny, and they are basically convincing you to click over and make an impulse purchase. Pinterest ads rely heavily on the image. You click on a pin image to see it up close, and then you'll click again to go directly to either like a sales page, opt-in page, product page, blog post, bypassing that pin description completely. And so your pin image with text really has to tell the story, what's to come, what's enticing them to click through to the other side. So it really relies on the image and the text on the image. There's no room for creating long drawn out copy. Now the cost, everyone wants to know about the cost. Let's talk about cost. The cost of Facebook ads versus Pinterest ads. And so now, again, I'm making this disclaimer. I am not a Facebook ads expert. I've been running Facebook ads to my course, Pinning Foundations, and the call per action is hugely expensive. Not making a profit yet. With doing my case study that I was putting together, I done some research, and for Facebook, they say that the industry average cost per click is $1.72 and the cost per action is $18.68. Now, in the case study that I put together with my client, Esther, she had a cost per click of only 61 cents, and her average cost per action was $35, and this was on a $497 course. But the CPA did range anywhere from $34 to $63, still very profitable. But it's hard to compare like the Facebook industry standard to what my client is doing. There are different niches and businesses and price points, and so it's not really comparing apples to apples. So what I suggest you do is run them both and make the decision for yourself. That's about all you can do. If you want a copy of the case study and how I helped my client Esther make over $278,000 in sales and increase her leads by 25,000 in just 6 months, you can go to Case Study with KARRIE and sign up to download it there. If you have any further comments or questions, leave them below. I read and answer them all. I want to provide you with valuable content that you want to know about regarding Pinterest ads. Thanks for watching.